Reef. We're live from the Sugar Bowl in Mackay. Our 15 boys have just been handed their medals. We're going to see from them shortly. We've currently got our open women's out on course warming up. We're going to see a bit of a change in format when it comes to scoring, Theo, with our open women's. How does this run through?
All right, so we're changing it up to the 2-5-3 format. So they get two 45-second runs, 5 attempts at throwing down best tricks, but only their top 3 scores count. So that sort of changes up the strategy out here. You've got 2 runs, 45 seconds, lock the scores on the board, but then you get 5 shots at best trick, and that's where the upgrades are going to happen. You can lock in 3 scores to count towards making onto that podium. If you don't miss out on your runs, you can pick up extra scores in your best trick. You can focus on the best trick or really hone in on the runs. It all comes down to strategy now.
This is where we're going to see some big risk, high reward mentality this afternoon.
Yeah, it's definitely not over till that last best trick goes down. Anything can change in the leaderboard now with 7 attempts total at getting scores on the board, but only 3 count. Anything can happen.
Our boys celebrating tonight, our 15 boys. That competition this afternoon was absolutely outstanding.
Yeah, it was insane to see. It's good to see Tasman Cahill taking out 3rd place, Johnny Hill in 2nd, and Bodie Smith, the top dog of the day, with that gold medal. So good to see.
And we're talking about it then. These boys were throwing down hard against each other, competing against each other. Everyone wants to win that gold medal. But I love the sportsmanship that we're seeing this weekend and across every skating competition.
Yeah, there's definitely no love lost, no matter who ends up on the podium. You're really battling yourself out there, but it's nice to take home the gold at the end of the day.
Our women's warm-up is just about wrapping up. We're going to get our ladies into position now and get ready for their competition. 2 45-second runs. Then we've got the best trick. Your best 3 scores is what you're taking to the podium with you. It is going to be insane.
Yeah, it's going to come down to the wire on this one. And we've got Taniah Meyers, going to be our first skater up out there. These girls, these women, are just going to clear out the skate park. We're getting ready to launch off into their first runs. Taniah skated the bowl yesterday. She got gold. I wonder if she's going to repeat it out here in the street course.
I cannot wait for it. Turn the TV up. Make sure the popcorn's out of the microwave because we're coming back next with the Women's Opens Skate Edition from the 2022 Rumble on the Reef here in Mackay.
All right, women, we'll get you to find your starting positions. We're about ready to get into your heats. All right, women, we need you in your starting positions now.
'22 Rumble on the Reef. We're live in the Sugar Bowl in Mackay for our Open Women's Street 45 seconds on the clock, 2 runs each. We then go to best trick. You're taking your 3 best scores to the podium with you, hoping for one of those gold, silver, or bronze medals. Although these girls, they're going for gold. Someone who's already got a gold medal in her back pocket is our first skater this afternoon, Taniah Meyers from the Sunshine Coast. 45 seconds on the clock. Let's get it done.
Let's get into this. Taniah Meyers, 45, clock's on when she pops that first ollie. Hey, how's that? The backside 50-50 like a roller coaster.
Taniah is so popular here this weekend as well. She's been helping out all of our junior competitors. She brought the cheer squad last night. And as we know, she gets stronger the longer the competition goes.
Yeah, she's definitely starting to form herself to be a role model in the women's skate community. And throwing down tricks effortlessly out here at the Sugar Bowl. A quick backside broadside on the flat bar, lining up that next trick. Again, using all the obstacles on the park.
What are you looking for here? Are you saving your best tricks for that big trick, or are you just looking to post the best score you possibly can?
I think she's just holding back and getting a score on the board, which is all about that strategy. With 5 seconds left, this is looking like a good first run.
We saw in the 15 boys, the format there was 3 45-second runs. The pressure's up when you've only got 2.
Yeah, the pressure is definitely up. Taniah trying that tray flip, but was outside of time, ending that run really strong. Judges.
Next skater, Blayze Harmer from Adelaide. I've been told, bit of a kickflip specialist. She's been competing here for the last couple of years. Experience, knows the circuit, knows the street circuit. How important is that?
Yeah, Blayze has been a veteran of skating our Rumble competitions. She was down there at Adelaide holding it down for her homies, about to come in from the lower end of the street section.
45 seconds on the clock to impress these judges. They have a tough job on their hands this afternoon.
Blayze just coming in on her first run, popping that infamous kickflip that she has on lock. With ample time in this run, it's all about just stacking those tricks up, getting a score on the board, and making sure you've got numbers to work with. There's no point playing it too risky too early. You just got to lock it in.
And another one of our skaters coming through an injury as well. You'll notice that guard on her wrist there. So tough, putting that to the back of the mind and just coming out and throwing down.
Yeah, that's a leading hand. Often when you're taking a slam, you're going over the front, and that's the first thing that hits the ground. So it's kind of like a bit of a trend I think a lot of skaters seem to be repping these days. Blayze has 5 seconds left in this run if she chooses to use it.
And I tell you what, that 45 seconds, it's hot out there. It is heating up.
Welcome to the mid-north coast of Queensland. We do heat.
Allanah Bruno from Adelaide. She was in the bowl semis last night as well. She can podium here for sure.
Yeah, every single one of these contenders could end up on top. We got 3 scores that count out of 7 attempts total. 2 runs, 5 best trick. Allanah Bruno starting off with that ollie down the brick block. Heading back up, trying to link these tricks together, going for the kickflip. All about getting as many tricks as you can in, using the obstacles around the park. But it's always a hard point of order getting that first run out, just finding your confidence out there, skating in front of a crowd.
We had the girls on Thursday night competing in the semi-finals to qualify for these finals. They were under lights. Today they're under sunshine. How much of a difference does that make for our skaters this afternoon?
Oh, it really depends how much energy you put into that warm-up. If you burnt yourself out too early, you can definitely feel it. I've seen some skaters skate phenomenal in the warm-up, so when it comes to the competition time, they just haven't got the gusto left. And that is time there on Allanah Bruno's first run. We've got another skater lining up, getting ready to come in. It's Memegan Bish.
Yeah, from Adelaide. She won the Cat Williams Cup in Adelaide. So technically sound, looking to back it up by winning Rumble on the Reef as well.
Yeah, I know she's quite a consistent skater. She's got a fair few tricks that she has on lock. We'll see if she can string them together in this run. Memegan lining up for that first trick.
We're seeing the women here this afternoon starting from the lower end of the Sugar Bowl skate park. Is that something that you think we'll see for the rest of the afternoon and then try to finish big?
You know, it's hard to say. Some of the women skaters out here have those big tricks and they're not afraid to take the drop. Others are a bit more conservative and want to play on the banks, make sure they get those flip tricks, the pop shoves, the 180s, all the variations they can out of those smaller obstacles.
Memegan with 16 seconds left on the clock. She's still got time if she wants it.
Might as well make the most of it. It's just about getting a score on the board. This is only our first run of 2 with the best tricks coming up soon. That's Memegan's run, just timing out there.
Yeah, one of the popular skaters on this circuit is Tora Waldren. She will do this entire 45 seconds with a massive smile on her face. The crowd right behind her. We saw her last night in the bowl. She can skate both disciplines and just loves being on a board.
Yeah, if the sun's out, guns out, and Tora Waldren's probably out there with them, she is all about throwing down and having a good time and definitely has the following to shine with her attitude.
Oh, and on the bonus bucket. That's what we like to see.
Bonus bucket, the special obstacle only found here at the Sugar Bowl Mackay. That's Tora's special move there. Wally's up into that backside board slide pretty much the whole block. I think we might see a second attempt at it.
I love to see it. 17 seconds left for Tora. Spends a lot of time with our junior skaters as well, our Groms, passing down all her knowledge and experience to them.
Yeah, definitely a role model. She's clapping herself out of that run there. She's going to call it a little shy and come back soon for her second 45-second run.
Haylie Powell from the Sunshine Coast, 16 years of age. She's a regular on the Rumble Tour as well. She was really strong late in her runs in the semi-finals, and she has shown that she's a serious competitor here.
Yeah, she's starting off down that big 9, going straight for the backside board slide, but she's got time left in this run to recover.
So close to landing that.
It all comes down to the wire. How's that for returning confidence? Frontside board slide down that rail.
That's what I'm loving this afternoon, missing the first trick, going, hey, I'll dust myself off. There's still 40 seconds on the clock. I can still rack up a decent score.
Definitely. Haylie is very familiar with competition skateboarding. She knows how to string a run together. She would have had this timed perfectly, so it'll be interesting to see what comes out in those last few seconds.
When you've got your run timed out, you miss that first trick. Do you just continue going with what you were thinking, or do you need to mix it up?
It's like having a contingency plan. You either commit to it or you swap it up at the last second. She's got 3 seconds left.
And when plan A, B, C, and D fails, you just go big.
You just go big, because what else is there to do? That is time on Haylie Powell's run. I wonder if she'll get that together in her second attempt.
Felicity Turner, she's another one of our skaters this weekend who is battling an injury, but not using that as an excuse, using her courage and mustering everything that she's got to come out here and compete and start huge.
Straight up. Flick's got the reputation of having the flick, and you can see the way she pops them. Total control of the board.
That is such a strong start.
Smooth, that nollie 3 through the little banks. Lining up for the next trick. Popping onto the crooks at the 180 out. A nice variation off that ledge.
How difficult is that to do?
Yeah, it's definitely not easy. Again, those banks just don't quite line up comfortably onto that ledge, so locking on, holding it, and getting the 180 out. She's done really well.
We're talking about this street circuit. There is no give in concrete, and that's what our skaters are skating on this afternoon.
No, it's definitely not like a jumping castle. It is all hard and crusty and actually really hot out here in this sunshine.
And finishing strong there by Flick.
Yeah, that was a solid run from Flick there, using those 45 seconds well, starting out on the set and getting the rest of the tricks in.
Our youngest competitor now about to take to this street circuit. Chloe Covell, just 12 years of age. You need to write this name down and remember it, because if her semi-final runs are anything to go by, this is going to be 45 seconds of absolute chaos.
Yeah, Chloe's been out there skating the international circuit, so it is a privilege to have her come and hang out at our Rumble on the Reef event, but this ain't her first one.
And no surprises, starting big.
Absolutely owning that kickflip on the way down. This is what we call skating with authority. Stomping these tricks out back-to-back. A frontside 50-50 down the rail. She'll use this quarter just to line up for her next.
And just looks so effortless on the board.
Yeah, that is a textbook frontside feeble grind. She's been dialing those in on the rails lately.
Using the entire park as well.
Yeah, our cameraman just chasing her down, trying to get all that on film. That was a quick fakey flip on the bank after that crooks.
Still 10 seconds to go. We tipping a big finish?
She's coming in switch. How's that? Switch frontside board slide. Nearly a flawless run there from Chloe Covell.
That's the way to throw it down in run number 1. Now, as we're saying, a different format to what we saw earlier with our 15 boys. These girls, 2 45-second runs. We then go to best trick, and you take your 3 best scores with you.
Exactly right. So we'll see the same thing again. 45-second run, the second time over. But once we get through this, we move into the best trick section. Super hyped to see what comes out. Let's take it back to the top. Let's get our first skater back out there, the infamous Taniah Meyers, our gold medalist from the bowl comp last night, straight back in for the street comp.
And a stronger start on the street than what it was in the bowl last night for Taniah. Taniah waited until her championship third run to snatch the gold medal last night. She is coming out smoking this afternoon.
I think there's only been one skater in the Rumble history to take out both gold in the bowl and street, and that was Sean Boucher. I wonder if Taniah will be the one to do it for the women's.
I tell you what, the way she's going at the moment, the judges will be liking what they're seeing.
It's definitely turning into more and more of a spectator sport out here. Taniah throwing in that backside tail slide, bringing some of those bowl elements out to the street, but the front shove straight back into that street skateboarding.
And we've spoken about it all weekend, being that first competitor out onto the circuit as well. The pressure's well and truly on.
Yeah, it definitely is. You're either setting the bar or you're just dominating out there. You know, you've just got the chance to show the competition what you're made of. We've timed out on Taniah's run, using that full 45 seconds and throwing a tray flip in just for the crowd.
Now, the next time we see Taniah up, she is going to be going after best trick. What's the strategy now? Once you complete that second run, you've had 45 seconds out there. You've then got a couple of minutes to recuperate. Are you now going through what trick am I going to throw? How's the body feeling? How is this going to impact me?
Blayze Harmer is going to come in for a second run, but when she goes for her best trick later, she'll be looking at upgrading those scores. It's all about getting 3 in total to get you on the podium. Is Blayze Harmer on a second run now?
Blayze starting her second run in the same position that she started her first.
Going for those kick flips out of the banks. I wonder what best tricks Blayze is going to come out with, because she might have to really focus in on those if she wants to get those big scores to bring her up that leaderboard. The 3 scores that count is across both the runs and the best tricks. So if you miss out on the runs, you still have the chance to get your best tricks in and get big scores if you put it down. Blayze is bringing it back.
And again, we see you miss that one trick, you get back on the board. You've still got time on the clock. Still 10 seconds here for Blayze to score a couple of more, pull down a couple of more tricks and boost her score.
Yeah, she wants to get those kick flips in, using every second she has. And that is time out on Blayze's run, making the most of the 45, not throwing a second away. That's what we like to see, skateboarding non-stop.
Allanah Bruno, she'll be looking to improve on that first run as well. She's going to be our next skater up. What are you looking for when you weren't as excited about or as happy with your first run for your second run to give yourself some of that momentum going into best trick?
Well, because I've been dialing in these runs for so long, it's all about just going back and getting it. She knows what she's looking for. She just wants to get these tricks in. This is her run. She's got to dial it in. There's no point swapping it up and trying anything different if you haven't got your run together. Go back for it. You've been training for it all week. This is the time to make it count. Trying to throw that little backside board slide on the lower ledge. I was skating with Allanah earlier in the week, and she had all these tricks dialed in the practice. There's that flip fakie on the bank.
Yeah, Allanah, she'll be looking forward to that best trick competition, the chance to post some big scores, chance to get back into the competition.
That's right. With 10 seconds left, it's not over till it's over.
I think Alannah's calling that time.
Throwing it away. Going to come back for her best trick sections a little bit later. She's going to have to make those scores count. She will have 3 scores on the board. Regardless, at the end of the day, she can definitely be doing some upgrades with those best tricks later.
Tora Waldren from the Gold Coast, backing up again from last night. I mean, that's what we're talking about. Sorry, Memegan Bish coming in for her second 45-second run. Another one of our skaters looking to climb her way up this leaderboard, putting together a full 45 seconds.
Megan's been focusing on her flat ground game pretty heavy lately, and with a little heel flip out of the bank, starting it off smooth. Heading back to these ledges, trying to pop onto it front side. Still ample time in this run, can definitely recover.
30 seconds on the clock.
Come on, Megan, get that board back under your feet. You got to flow down into the spark. Still has 20 seconds on the clock, slowly counting down. That's a switch frontside 180.
How important is this now, Theo, with 15 seconds on the clock? Throw down a couple of tricks, stick them, give yourself that confidence, give yourself that momentum going into big trick.
Yeah, definitely. It's all that holding that confidence throughout the competition. If you start getting those shaky legs, sometimes it's hard to bring it back, but nothing is beyond these women. They know what they're doing. They've just got to throw it down.
And that's time. We'll see Memegan back for big trick.
Finding our way through our second runs now. All right, here we go. One of the crowd favorites, Tora Waldren, stepping up. Ooh. Trying to get that frontside pop shove, backside shove on the hip. Plenty of time.
And straight back into it. This is all we love to see. Absolutely charging.
No.
Oh, Tora.
Getting spent, taking a little nip.
And that's what can happen when you're looking to go big.
Yeah, you just got to be fast on your feet and get that board underneath. Tora just making the most of the laydown, recovering, got the homies round.
We'll see Tora take a deep breath, hands up into the air. She's good. She's tough.
Right.
And you know what we're going to see? We're going to see Tora back in big trick. A fall there isn't going to stop her.
That's right. We still got 5 attempts in best tricks coming up. The top 3 scores count. You've only got to throw down 3 tricks, and you can get some serious scores up. This leaderboard will be shifting and changing throughout the day.
Haylie Powell from the Sunshine Coast loves the bucket, used it extensively through her semi-final run. She's got 45 seconds on the clock. Run number 2. Looking to climb her way up this leaderboard before we head into the big trick competition.
She's got to get it.
Looks like she's coming in hot.
I think she's setting up on top of the set. Bam, there it is.
That
Board
is
slide.
a nice start.
Gets the rail. That's how you want to be starting these runs. Kickflip into the next bank. And linking that front side board slide. This is the run.
Building some solid momentum. 30 seconds still left on the clock. How much confidence is running through her veins right now, landing so big so early?
Well, if it's a reflection on me, 3 tricks back to back, that's pretty much a day made. But here she goes for 4 or more. That was a front side board slide down that next rail.
Building some serious momentum.
Still has 12 seconds on the park. Time to get those last tricks in. Solid nose slide going down the hubba.
And this.
The crooks possibly just outside time on the buzzer. So that was a solid run from Haylie Powell, getting all of her tricks in.
And that's what we talk about. Run number 1. We saw Haylie shook it off, came back in run number 2, threw down, and has posted a score that she could be taking with her into those top 3.
Yeah, it might be a retainer. One of the 3 that goes towards her total scores. Trying to find a way onto the podium. Judges just calibrating and locking in their score now, and it is definitely an upgrade from her first run.
Felicity Turner, we saw her in run number 1. She's currently sitting in 3rd spot as we still just wait for Haylie's score to come through. Currently in 3rd spot. She's in a good position coming into this second 45.
Nice backside board slide down there. Flick doing a thing. That was a nollie 3 going through that little bump. Stalling up on top, lining up that next trick.
Flick is so consistent. Still 10 seconds left on the clock.
Nice switch, frontside 180, taking the drop off the brick bank. Felicity Turner putting together a second run right now, and it's coming together well.
And landing, and that is time. Solid first run, solid second run. I cannot wait to see what Flick's got up her sleeve for the big trick comp.
Yeah, she's definitely looking in form today. We're moving on to our final 45-second run in our women's. This is Chloe Covell about to step on up.
And this is an unfamiliar position for Chloe. She's been leading for most of the weekend, but at the moment, Haylie's score is the one to catch. I cannot wait to see what Chloe can do. And not unexpectedly, she's starting big, and she's landing big.
Absolutely massive. It is not over till it's over. Anything can happen. Keep your eyes on that leaderboard because these names will be shifting around. That was a tidy front Phoebes down that rail.
We see Chloe, she is 12 years old. Competes on the world stage. She'll dust herself off 25 seconds. This won't dent her confidence whatsoever.
You know, throwing a flip front board in the middle of your run is pretty serious no matter who you are. And a nice lofty heel flip on the way down, just linking these tricks.
And this is what we're talking about. We've got Chloe out there. She is our last competitor with 8 seconds left on the clock. She's just seen Haylie go big. She's seen Taniah go big in this round with 2 seconds left. She knows she's had to bring it. And she has. She is happy with herself, so she should be.
That was an insane end. She just did a switch flip straight into a switch front board, linking those tricks back to back flawlessly, absolutely seamless between the two. That's some really sick skating.
I cannot wait to see what we're going to see in best trick. Now, Theo, run through best trick. What are we looking for here? How is this format going to run?
All right, so the way it goes, you set up at whatever section of the park you're looking at. You roll in, you do your trick, and that's it, done. Straight up, 1 attempt at it, but 5 times over. So they're going to roll in, hopefully, on that big set. Boom, boom, huck jam, throw something down, stomp it, roll away clean, and get a heavy score. If they miss it, if they get snapped off, that's it. It's a 0.
Let's do this. We're going back to the top of the list at the moment in second spot, but leading us off in the big trick is Taniah Meyers from the Sunshine Coast. The crowd will go absolutely wild if she can land this.
All right, Taniah, it is best trick time. Your first attempt of 5. Let's get this. Taniah gets the score on. That's a backside board slide going down the A-bar. A nice safety trick, just locking in that third score. She's playing with strategy, just getting them on and then looking to upgrade very soon.
Blayze, we're talking about going big, big risk, high reward. This is what's going to have to be needed for Blayze to climb her way up the leaderboard. It's her time to shine.
She's just got to get those tricks in and put them down to get the scores up on the board. Blayze focusing now, honing in. Let's get it. Going for the kickflip from the bank to bank.
And not missing by much. Would you expect to see Blayze go back to that trick again?
She's got a few different tricks that she can do. If she's feeling it, she might have another attempt at it. Otherwise, if it's not the day, switch it up, go something different.
Allanah Bruno looking to build her score, her first chance at the big trick.
Allanah nearly stomping out a varial flip. That's like a pop shove it and a kick flip together.
That is mere millimeters.
Absolutely millimeters, but it won't get a score. You've got to land it if you want to get the scores on the board. This is the best trick section.
Memegan Bish ready to go.
Memegan trying to throw out the heel flip. As you can see on the scoreboard, we've got those numbers starting to add up. 3 scores count. So you want to get 3 scores minimum. Add them together, and that's the numbers you're seeing out there. Memegan is going on 2 scores at the moment because she did not land that best trick.
Tora has brushed herself off and is ready to go. Let's do it, Tora. And coming in hot.
Yeah, gets the ollie up the Euro. She's boosting up that bank, clearing the gap, up the ledge, and landing on top, locking in one of her best trick scores.
How much of a confidence booster is that? We saw Tora take a tumble in her second run. We were all concerned, but she dusted herself off, came back with a vengeance.
Best trick skating is completely different to skating in those runs. You've just got to throw out one trick, so there's no endurance needed. It's just send it.
Currently in 4th spot, Haylie Powell looking to get herself into one of those podium positions. It's time to see what Haylie's got.
Haylie sending it off the set.
We have seen Haylie go big in both her runs to start. We know that she's got that ability in her. She'll be looking to bounce back from that in her second trick.
Yeah, she knows what it takes. We're going to get Felicity Turner out there with her first attempt at best trick. Felicity had a nose manual out there.
What are we seeing there? That is some supreme balance.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is. Just balancing on that front truck. You've got 2 wheels on the ground. You're leaning on the nose, other foot in the center of the board, holding that peak position just to balance it out.
We've seen Chloe Covell go large to start her first 2 runs. I'm tipping that we're going to see that to kick off her first best trick as well.
Yeah, just going to hold that gap. You got to dominate out of here. If you want to retain that first place spot, you've got to earn it. This is Chloe Covell going in.
Oh, and centimeters away from landing.
Yeah, locking in on that 50-50. You can see her trucks are just a little bit too far over that rail. It just rolled off the bar, but luckily she didn't take a slam there. She just hopped off.
Now we go into run number 2. So the girls have had a chance to throw down their first trick. Now they have the chance to do absolutely anything they want for trick number 2. Kicking it off is Taniah Meyers, currently in 3rd position. Changing up her position for trick number 2 as well.
She's got 3 scores on the board, so this is where the upgrades start coming into play. Oh, that's a frontside 50 with that back 180 out. A nice variation on the ledge.
Blayze Harmer missing out on landing trick number 1. Would love to land something big in trick number 2.
4 attempts to go. This is her second one coming up for the best trick section. Going back for that kickflip, still missing out.
Allanah Bruno, another one of our Adelaide riders.
Alannah's going to roll up, have a trick out of this bank. Going for that varial. She's doubling down on it. Must be feeling confident with those legs.
Memegan Bish. We've seen her this afternoon as well. Go big.
Can and will pop a heel flip. We'll see if she gets one in this best trick. Yeah, there it is. Stop that out nicely. The feet right on the bolts. Looking good. Much better. Memegan getting that 3rd score on the board.
Tora Waldren from the Gold Coast with trick number 2 is...
Tora charging up the park, taking some speed with her.
Landing number 2.
Gets that trick up the Euro. Judges had their eyeballs on it. Their score will reflect.
And we're seeing that as a favourite from Tora, going back to the same spot 2 tricks in a row.
Yeah, she's definitely got a few tricks up the Euro. She's got those powerful legs to pop it and make that gap.
And just loving her time here at the Rumble on the Reef. Haylie Powell is closing in on 3rd place at the moment. She's going to go big.
Yeah, Haylie setting up. Massive 180 down the set, just landing it too heavy on the front. She still has another 3 attempts coming up soon, trying to lock in that 3rd score, going all in for it.
And loving those stairs, continuing to go to the stairs. You'd expect to see that for most of the afternoon.
Yeah, if you want to get those big scores, that's the spot to throw it down. Felicity Turner coming in with her 2nd attempt at best trick. Nice backside nose slide.
So clean from Flick, so consistent right across the afternoon. And as we're seeing now, those scores building currently in 2nd position. She is contending for that gold medal. Chloe Covell is coming up with her 2nd attempt.
Yeah, Felicity might be getting a little bit of an upgrade from that last trick. Chloe Covell is still looking in to lock her 3rd score. And makes it a perfect frontside 50-50 down the handrail.
The confidence to do that is incredible.
Yeah, you won't see me out there anytime soon. My days are done, and I haven't got the cartilage to keep up, but Chloe can hold it down for me any time of the day.
Someone who we've seen responded every time a challenge has been thrown down this weekend is Taniah Meyers. She's coming in for trick number 3. Let's see what she's got in her kit bag. And clean again, and so consistent through each and every run.
Yeah, that's Taniah, just playing with strategy, locking in those tricks, getting that confidence up. She went front 50, back 180 out. Didn't quite make it on her 1st attempt. She's got the 50-50 this time.
We've seen Blayze go for the kickflip twice in her first 2 tricks. We expect to see it again here in number 3.
And she's setting herself up in the same position, so we might see it a 3rd time over. But I got a good feeling this is going to be the one where it goes down.
Third time is the charm. That is a boost to the confidence and a score on the board.
That's what she's looking for. It's got to feel good. That bitter, sweet taste of redemption. Getting those tricks down you've been hustling for gets the score.
Allanah Bruno looking to follow in those footsteps. Unlucky, but still, there is time on the board to post those scores.
Yeah, definitely. And she's playing with strategy, you know. You don't get those first tricks, you try and switch it up, try something else, see what's working on the day. Every day is different when it comes to skating.
Memegan Bish looking to improve her spot on the leaderboard.
And coming in from a different starting zone. That was a switch, a front shove. Nice to see some switch tricks coming out. Memegan has that one unlocked. It's good to see that come out in the best trick.
I'm tipping Tora's coming in hot here. We've seen it with her first two tricks, has landed both and is building with confidence in each and every run.
Tora Waldren forever. I have it tattooed inside my thigh. Trying to go a big 180 up the Euro. Just not quite getting that full rotation. That was Tora's.
Got those two tricks already in the bag now. Now up for Haylie Powell. Currently in fourth spot. Would love to bridge that gap to the top three.
But she only has 2 scores accumulated together so far. Anything can change. She's just got to get that third score locked in. Going for the big 180 down the set. It's probably a good way to get the scores up. Got to land it. Got to stomp it out. Felicity Turner, our next skater coming in.
Oh, that is some sweet camera work and landed. She is so consistent.
Yeah, looking very solid on the board today. Skating with a fair bit of confidence. That board slide down the A-frame rail is going to count towards her 3 scores.
I'm loving this shootout. This is so good to watch. Chloe Covell coming up next. I'm tipping she's coming from the stairs. I'm just going to call it already without even seeing where she's coming from.
You know, I hope to see it. And she doesn't hold back. She knows what she's going for. She's holding on to that first place position so far. Wants to retain it. Let's see what she's got.
And again, just effortless.
I hope we get to see that on a replay. That was a front Phoebes down a 9-stair handrail from Chloe Covell.
Look at that smile on the face, and the crowd is going wild. This is what we've seen in Best Tricks. Someone lands something big. It's up to you to respond.
The grouping was looking tight on the leaderboard, but we're about to see a bit of a gap up here. Chloe Covell has definitely upgraded her score.
You know what I'm tipping? I'm tipping we're seeing something big here from Taniah. She has been faultless throughout her runs.
She's starting to get the fire in her eyes. She's coming alive. This is her 4th attempt at Best Trick. Locking onto the crooks, just getting worked into that brick bank. Taniah Meyers not going to get a score on the board that time.
Still sitting in 3rd place. Blayze came back strong in her last trick. Let's see what she's got.
Blayze, time for your best trick. Let's get out there. Let's get it.
She's talking some strategy. Let's see what she's coming out with.
Going for the kickflip off the drop. Blayze just hunting those flips today.
Allanah has been trying her absolute hard out. Let's see what we've got here. And just not pulling it down.
Yeah, that's not an easy trick to pull off. A backside board slide down a hub. Those wheels just want to bite in on that concrete and not quite work with that slide.
Memegan Bish, we saw hold her 3rd trick.
Yeah, her 3rd trick she got down. She had a switch front shove in her last attempt, which is pretty solid. Maybe she can go out for a bit of an upgrade this run through.
I just saw her pointing up. Let's see what we've got here.
She might be going for a bit of a reset, finding a different starting zone or getting one in on the bank. Going for that front shove on the bank. Didn't quite make it. That will not score. But we move on to our next one. We got Tora Waldren coming in.
Tora coming southbound again by the look of it. She's checking where the wind is blowing. We are seeing plenty of character out here this afternoon. I'm tipping she's charging.
Full send is Tora Waldren's mantra, and it's not going to change today. Heading straight up to that high side of the park with a lot of speed.
And landing and posting another score and celebrating.
Yeah, that's a frontside 180 going up the Euro. Tora getting that one in. She's going to get a score on the board. Not sure if it's going to be an upgrade. There's a couple of tight scores up there already.
Haylie Powell has been stuck in that 4th position. She's been trying to land it from the stairs. I'm tipping that's where she's going again.
Yeah, she might be going all in for this 180, or she might be switching it up. We'll see. Onto the rail, gets the backside board slide, and a score on the board. That's Haylie's 3rd score locked in.
And that is reward for effort. She's been going there. There's been 2 where it hasn't landed. To land that one out, that is a relief.
Yeah, I'm actually glad to see us change that strategy. If one trick isn't working, there's no point busting yourself off. Let's see this replay. Scratch that.
That's unlucky there for Flick. But her score's there. She's still got them in the bank. She has got points to play with.
Again, she's just toying with the idea of getting an upgrade. Going for that kickflip up the Euro would probably get a better score than some of her previous. But without getting the make, it does not count.
I'm hearing up top again for Chloe. She has been outstanding in this best trick competition thus far.
Chloe sending it. Was that a switch flip she was just attempting just there? Heavy. That's some real tricks about to go down on the 9. Chloe Covell attempting a switch flip. We're going to go back to the top of the list. This is our 5th and final run through for our best trick attempts for our women. Kicking it off from the top, we got Taniah Meyers. T just getting cut off on that backside crooked grind. That is Taniah's 5th and final attempt. She now gets to sit down, chill out, and just watch the show and see how everyone goes in their last run through on these best tricks.
And we talk about these championship rounds. This is the chance for our people who are trying to climb their way up into a podium to go big. They have no choice. Go big, high risk, high reward, try and land, try and get those points in the bank.
Yeah, this is coming down to the wire. This is the final attempts. We've got Blayze Harmer coming in now. Blayze stomps the kickflip, doesn't quite roll it out. I don't think the judges will be able to score that because there was not a roll away. But Blayze can now enjoy the rest of the day and find some shade getting off this hot old skate park.
Allanah Bruno with her last chance to impress the judges. And lands it. And again, that is reward for effort.
Locking in that 3rd score. It's got to feel good to end it on a high. That was the final attempt for Allanah and gets a score on the board.
Here comes Memegan Bish.
Memegan gets the front shove. Coming down. That was a nollie shove, I believe. Up on the bank. Nice work from Memegan, getting that score on the board.
Tora changing it up for her last trick.
Finding herself a new starting position. You never know what's going to come out. Tora Waldren's final attempt at best trick.
What is she eyeing off here?
Yes, there it is. Wall right up, board slide across.
Tora has got to be happy the way she's performed here in the best trick competition.
Yeah, definitely going to lock in a better score there. Knock out one of her older to get a better grouping of the top 3 scores she's got for the day. Nice to see her go back and land that trick. She's been hustling for it.
We've seen Haylie Powell coming from the stairs in each of her runs this afternoon. I'm thinking we're going to go there again because Haylie needs to go big.
The last score was good. This score could be better. Haylie just missing out on that big 180, trying to send it down the set. The crowd clapping her off. She's got a lot of support out there. Switch 180. I'm getting a correction from the judges.
Felicity Turner now with her last chance to put some points in the bank. And landing. She has to be so proud of her efforts this afternoon.
I don't know if that was a land. I think 1 foot was off the board when she made it up that Euro. The judges are not going to be able to score that. It was not a clean roll away. Getting really tight up there, though, isn't it?
And last one, Chloe Covell.
Chloe full sending it on that switch flip down the set, but that was just a victory attempt. Chloe really kept her grouping quite wide up there on the leaderboard. 192.80 is a hell of a score to be getting off three counting scores.
Our women this afternoon absolutely turning it up. We have been treated to some fine competition.
Yeah, it's good to see the women out there throwing down at the Sugar Bowl, especially hitting up that 9-stair set and handrails. Whole lot of talent coming up from our women these days.
Yeah, we're going to come back shortly and celebrate with our podium places and hand out our gold, silver, and bronze medal. And then we'll start the countdown to our men's street competition. It's the 2022 Rumble on the Reef. We're coming live from the Sugar Bowl in Mackay. Our medal presentations coming up next.
Everybody makes mistakes. Sometimes big, sometimes small. It can be hard to admit when you've made a mistake. You might feel upset or worried about what people might think. But we can learn from our mistakes and see them as a chance to learn and improve. Think about how it happened. Maybe you just need a little practice. Or maybe you just need someone to talk to. Kids Helpline is here for you, anytime, any reason. Call 1-800-55-1800 or visit kidshelpline.com.au. Are you scared of being at home? Are your family hurting you or each other? Your home should always be a place where you feel safe, and nothing that makes you feel bad should ever be kept secret. If you need help, talk to an adult you trust. And if you're too scared or worried they won't believe you, Kids Helpline is always here for you, because everyone deserves to be safe, especially you. Call 1-800-55-1800 or visit kidshelpline.com.au.
At CQ Uni, we believe change is something that should start at home. We see our communities growing healthier by training professionals here in our regions. We see our producers benefiting when we share knowledge, technology and ideas. We see opportunities to nurture our environment and support industries. By finding more ways to make where we live better, we could just make a world of impact. Join us at CQ University today.
It takes a lot of hard work and a few rocks in your boots, but this is the way we like it. Field Mining Services Group, more than a job, it's a lifestyle.
The 2022 Rumble on the Reef, live from the Sugar Bowl in Mackay. We are taking a deep breath after our Open Women's Finals. The competition was fierce, the tricks were huge, and our winners were well and truly deserving.
Yeah, it's really nice to see the women out there skating, hitting that 9 stair. We've got the highlight reel playing at the moment. You can see Haylie Powell just coming off one of her switch frontside 180s. Our women were taking some bodied slams out there, but also throwing down some sick tricks.
That's 12-year-old Chloe Covell, who was just a picture of strength throughout. Felicity as well was huge and really took the competition to Chloe throughout. We are seeing these women just no fear whatsoever.
Absolutely none. They're not afraid to get out there and go full ham at it. Nice to see some of those front thieves coming out on the rails as well. There's some heavy tricks that went down in that session, but we're going to move into the men's pretty soon. We're going to see some real heavy skating coming out in a moment.
Before we get into the men's, it's time to hand out some of the silverware now. We've got Julie Ann Gilbert, the member for Mackay, who'll be taking part in our medal presentation. And we would like to call forward our 3 recipients who will be on the podium this afternoon. In third place was Haylie Powell. She'll be joining us shortly. In second place was Felicity Turner. And in first place was Chloe Covell. If our girls who were our medal recipients can make their way over to the broadcast tent, we will hand you out your medals. That was Haylie Powell, Felicity Turner, and Chloe Covell. And we talk about Chloe Covell. She is just 12 years of age and is winning the Open Women's Final.
She's definitely a reincarnation of a pro skater of a past life. She is holding it down so heavy for someone so young, not to be discounted for a single second of her life. I think she has a really bright future ahead of her with skateboarding.
And right hot on her heels was Felicity Turner. Those two are going to battle it out for years to come.
Yeah, Flick's been coming up in the game, and she has one hell of a kickflip on her. It's a bit of a privilege to watch these women skate together because they're all just such a tight grouping at the top.
100%. We're about to go live now to our medal presentation. Julianne Gilbert, the member for Mackay, will be handing out our medals. We'll start with our bronze medal recipient, Haylie Powell, who went big throughout the competition.
Yeah, fully centered down that 9 stair, all the way through her runs, getting those scores in. Haylie on 134.65 total points, those 3 best scores counting towards her place, getting her onto that podium.
In second place was Felicity Turner. She was consistent throughout and doing it with that wrist in a cast. That is incredible.
Yeah, it's almost a permanent attachment to her body at this point. I can't remember seeing her without one at the moment. Always nursing an injury, but not holding back, throwing down the tricks when it matters.
And the gold medal going to Chloe Covell, who put it together all week throughout the semi-finals into the finals as well, showing composure beyond her years. She is just 12 years of age. That is a name, Chloe Covell, to write down now and keep in your back pocket. She's destined for big things.
Oh, she's definitely on the radar. She had a top score of 67.5 in her second run and a 62.5 in her best tricks. That front feed down the handrail definitely counting towards getting first place.
Yeah, we're going to try and chat to Chloe this afternoon and relive some of her massive displays. We'll hear from her shortly, and we'll also count down to our men's open street. I cannot wait for that. It is going to be off the charts.
Yeah, the blokes are out there warming up, and I can see a lot of heavy tricks going down right here at the Sugar Bowl. We've got some heavy hitters and a lot of young bloods coming up in this final. It's not an old man's final. It is the next generation stepping up.
It certainly is. It's the 2022 Rumble on the Reef, our open men's street, coming up next.
Nice, Chloe.
Thanks, guys. I'm going to put Chloe into the chair. Sorry, I'm sweating all over that, Chloe. I'm so
Everybody makes mistakes. Sometimes big, sometimes small. It can be hard to admit when you've made a mistake. You might feel upset or worried about what people might think. But we can learn from our mistakes and see them as a chance to learn and improve. Think about how it happened. Maybe you just need a little practice. Or maybe you just need someone to talk to. Kids Helpline is here for you, anytime, any reason. Call 1-800-55-1800 or visit kidshelpline.com.au. Are you scared of being at home? Are your family hurting you or each other? Your home should always be a place where you feel safe, and nothing that makes you feel bad should ever be kept secret. If you need help, talk to an adult you trust. And if you're too scared or worried they won't believe you, Kids Helpline is always here for you, because everyone deserves to be safe, especially you. Call 1-800-55-1800 or visit kidshelpline.com.au.
And just like that, we're back once again with this ill behavior. This is Rumble on the Reef 2022, and we've just wrapped up our women's finals. You're looking at Chloe Covell on the screen. She threw down in this session. Chloe, how long have you been skating for?
I've been skating for 6 years now, and I'm 12 years old, as you said, and yeah, I'm just hyped to be out here.
And you've been throwing down heavy. You had front phoebes down on handrails, which is a heavy trick. Have you been working on any special tricks we'll be seeing soon?
I'm trying to get my switch, at the moment I'm trying to get switch 50s on bigger rails, but hopefully I can just start getting more and more best tricks and kickflip front board and on bigger rails and stuff.
Yeah, it's pretty sick. Seeing you skate switch out there isn't something I'm used to seeing in the women's division. Have you got a favorite obstacle that you're out there skating at the moment? I noticed you really honed in on that 9-stair.
Yeah, I love the 9-stair rail, and I love the A-frame rail as well. It's just like the kicker gives you so much pop, and you go perfectly on the rail.
Yeah, that's sick. So one last question I want to ask. Olympics. We got 2024, 2032. Have you got thoughts?
Yeah, I'm aiming for 2024 Paris, and hopefully I can go to that. And then for 2032 in Brisbane, I'm pretty psyched for that.
Yeah, hell yeah. Skating down at Brizzy, down at the local. It's going to be sick. Chloe, you're killing it.
Thank you.
I look forward to see the future.
Thank you.
All right, we're going to have a quick ad break. We'll see you back here. This is Rumble on the Reef 2022. We're getting our men's out there warming up. Get hot, get ready. This is going to be the show of the night. Hang tight. We'll get this one popping.